good, everyone? It's Bino Beats. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a Billboard producer and guitarist from Toronto, Canada. I've worked with artists like Rod Wave, Polo G, Scory, and NBA Youngboy. On this channel, I'll show you guys how to make emotional guitar beats 100% from scratch. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to check out my content and subscribe. Today, we're back with another acoustic country rap beat. I'm going for something that could be used for an artist like Rod Wave, Polo G, or even more of a poppy thing like Bankroll, Hayden, or Charlieonnafriday. I'm going to start by breaking down the loop and then I'll get to adding drums. The particular loop I'm using is for my upcoming sample pack called String Theory Waves. Waves can be a crazy guitar emotional sample kit, all in that style of Rod Wave, Polo G, and Tussie. It comes with over 50 super high quality placement ready loops, just like this one. Waves is gonna drop very soon in the next few weeks, and if you guys wanna be the first to hear about it and get an early access discount, be sure to join my email list. The link is in the description, and you'll get that email to hear about it first. All right, without further ado, let's get on into breaking down the loop. I started with this 4-1-6-5 chord progression on my acoustic guitar. Here's what that sounds like. I then added this simple melody over top. Definitely has that country feel to it. To really give it that country feel, I wanted to add some strumming over top, and I took 2 takes and panned one to the left and one to the right. So super simple, it's actually just 2 notes being strummed and played throughout the entire time. When you hear it on your own, it doesn't sound that crazy, but when you hear it in the context of the entire loop, it sounds really emotional because kind of having those 2 notes play throughout acts as a drone that just makes the entire loop sound so emotional as the chords switch underneath. So here's what we have so far. I then wanted to add one super subtle acoustic melody over top just to give it a bit more groove, so I added this. And this adds a lot of groove to the loop, especially when I'm kind of palm muting everything and not even actually playing a note, but just hitting the string. It almost acts as a bit of a percussive element to the loop. I then went to my electric guitar and added these really country feeling chords underneath, and I used this preset that has a bit of a tremolo effect to it. Then you know to give it that really country feel, you need a pedal steel in there, and I added this one from Splice. Then I wanted to actually add a pedal steel texture, and this is from a kit that I'm gonna be dropping in a few months, but it really just acts as a drone throughout the entire loop and makes it sound super emotional. So here's what that sounds like by itself. All right, that does it for all the guitar layers, so here's what we have so far. I then layered that with a cinematic piano from Keyscape. All I'm doing is playing the exact same chords using basic chord shapes with the root, fifth, and then major, minor third of each chord. So here's what that sounds like. I then layered that with the LA custom chorus roads from Keyscape. Lastly, I'm layering with a pad. I'm using the Heaven's Shores preset from Omnisphere. Then added this growler Moog bass from Omnisphere. To then finish off the loop, I added these vocals. And lastly, just to add some ear candy, I added this reverse. And all that reverse is doing is taking the last chord, which is that 5th chord on the piano and Rhodes and pad, and just reversing that. So when it kind of goes into the next part of the loop, It just feels nice and smooth. All right, that breaks down the loop. Let's just play it real quick before we get into adding the drums. Before we get into the drums, I'm sure you guys are really rocking with this loop. And for those of you who can't play guitar but want to make loops that sound like this, that's where string theory elements comes into play. Unlike string theory waves, which is fully complete loops ready to go and add drums to, for those loop makers who want that similar sound that I'm going for but can't play the guitar, Elements comes with everything you need. With a mix of both acoustic and electric guitar phrases, it comes with everything from individual chords, so you can add chords to your existing loops, full chord progression so you can start from scratch, arpeggios, strumming to add over top, as well as even leads on electric and acoustic. What I really wanted to do with this phrase kit is give you guys a crazy toolkit to essentially add guitar to any existing loop that you have, or 100% from scratch make a guitar loop. Similar to Waves, if you guys want to hear about it first and get an early access discount, join my email list. The link will be in the description. Sweet, let's get into the drums now. All right, I started off this beat by adding the 808 and actually took the entire loop and pitched it down 4 semitones just because it made the 808 hit a lot harder. But I'm using this basic spins 808 with the boost a little bit up, and I kind of tightened the tail end of it a bit just to make it tighter, and here's what that sounds like. In terms of how I mix my 808, I have it just a bit over 0 dB, so it's clipping. I then add the snare. And you can actually see there's certain parts of the pattern where you would feel like the snare should be hitting, but by removing it, it just makes the other snares hit so much harder. I learned that tip from T5 when he did his breakdown at Passport Junkie. I then added the snap with reverb on it. I then added this clap to get a bit more groove. I then added this rim, which I added a bunch of reverb on as well. The first hit's just hitting with that clap that just went in, but then I added another hit over here. So far, you can see that the drums are really basic and certain elements are only hitting once or twice in the whole entire pattern, but having these kind of simple and open drums allows the artist to have a lot of space to rap over it. I then go in with these hi-hats, and the velocity actually stays the same throughout, but I change the panning a little bit, just to add a bit of ear candy. And the hi-hats kind of match everything that's going on in the loop, and in the parts where you'd kind of expect that snare to hit, they open up a bit as well, just to kind of go along with that and make the beat super bouncy. One tip I have for my hi-hats to make them super clean and punchy is I treat them like an 808. And when I say that, I mean I'm turning on the cut itself, and then I go over to the envelope over here and just having the hold on 100%. What that essentially it does is it makes it so when one hi-hat comes in, the next hi-hat sound is completely cut off. It's really good if you have rolls where a bunch of hi-hats are played quickly in a row, and it doesn't make it super muddy when the tail end of one hi-hat is playing as the next one comes in. It makes it just a lot cleaner. The last thing I added was this basic open hat. All right, guys, that's it for the drums. Let me show you how it sounds now that I've arranged it.
Okay, Bino, hit that shit.
Alright guys, appreciate you for making through the full video. If you guys like this beat, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content just like this. Remember, if you guys want to collaborate with me, whether on beats or cooking up loops together, hit me up on Instagram and join my private Discord server. Links in the description. And like I said before, be sure to join my email list to be the first to hear about when my string theory sample packs are releasing, whether waves or elements. Doesn't matter if you're just trying to add drums to loops or make your loops from scratch, I got you covered. Alright guys, let me in the comment section below what type of videos you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.